It is time to make the sound to summon the stream. Okay. Greetings, dear viewers. I'm Coil Quickguard, and welcome back to the Community RPG Maker Project. For more than a year, I have been building a game in RPG Maker MZ while trying to integrate as many suggestions, ideas, and concepts from viewers as possible. If you would like to contribute to the project, all you have to do is just give me your ideas. You can catch any of the live streams, normally every single Sunday. This is a very rare Wednesday stream to make up for Sunday that I wasn't able to be here for. You can leave comments on any of the videos across the entire series. They all go to the same place. I see them all. Or you can click the link down in the description of this video and join the channel Discord and discuss the projects there. First things first, let's actually get a little bit of music going here. That is quite low. We're just going to adjust that. Oh, no wonder it's still low. Okay. There we go. Okay, that should be at an appropriate volume now. Yes. Alright, so today we are going to continue working on the Pepsi Factory, the grand dungeon that is going to be the finale of the third act of this game. Specifically, what we are going to work on today is we are going to start building the final room of the dungeon. The one that is marked Rift Extraction over here. We had been building the Swamp Water Infusion Room. So we're going to work on the Rift Extraction. We are going to make sure we can unlock the Rift Extraction Room. We're going to have a reuniting with the magical cat for briefing about the root beer gods. We're going to do some work on the root beer gods that serve as the final boss of this act. Good old Sasp and Arilla. And also, honestly, that about covers it. I figure we'll go for a couple of hours today. So, let's get right into it. At the end of the last stream, we had decided on the enemy designs that we were going to use for Sasp and Arilla. And honestly, I think they look absolutely fantastic. We did some brainstorming on what the root beer gods fight should look like. Some of the things we came up with was that Sasp should be bulkier. We should have a shield mechanic, an invisibility mechanic. They can summon roots to disrupt the party. They have attacks that deal a lot of soda damage, which we now have special gear to mitigate. Sasp is going to be physically focused, and Arilla is going to be magically focused. So, I think that is pretty good to start with. So let's get started on the Rift Extraction room. Another thing that I have decided, since we have a boss that has very specific mechanics, is that we are going to have Thatcher removed from the party during this fight. So you'll be forced to go in with Ryu, Malter, Elena, and Katasby. This is to just sort of try and mitigate things a little bit so that it's easier to build the boss in a very specific way, and guarantee that the player is going to have tools that they need in order to counter the boss's mechanics, which is a very important thing to consider. Let me bump up microphone slightly. There we go. All right. So this is the Rift Extraction room. So it doesn't really need to be all that big. We can just kind of go 25 by 25. I also want it to be silent in this room. I want there to be the background noises, but that's it. That reminds me, the Swamp Water Infusion Room needs to have enemy encounters. So we will just throw those in there. We'll leave it on a very low, or a very high step count between fights. Alright. First things first, terrain. Let's go with at least 2 splotches of black around the entire perimeter. Then we're going to put in the walls. Okay. Then some nice big floors, or some nice big walls. Concrete floors like we always use. Alright. Do. Okay. And I need some kind of a structure that the Rift Extraction is actually coming from. So maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Maybe something kind of like this. Just a very different sort of structure here. Okay. Now, I do want to make sure that the player is actually able to walk onto the ramp here. Okay. So then put some walls here. put some walls here. There we go. Yeah, I think that's fine. Just like that. It's not completely ideal. I mean, it's definitely not the exact look that I would prefer to have for this. But I think it's good enough. Yeah, I think that's fine. Then the next thing we need to do is line it there on the side. We don't actually need anything moving along the conveyor. I don't quite think this is giving me the vibe that I want. I kind of think I want to go for something that has a more, like, mystical feel to it. That's not terrible. Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay. There. And we extend the walls down a little bit, so that we give the impression that this is, like, pretty large. There we go. And then we have a big open space like that. Okay. This is the Pepsi factory exit, which goes here. The internal... Yeah. We'll copy that. When production is off, which is switch 289... then this turns into a way to access the rift extraction. Okay. I like this. I like the look of this. But I need to decorate the exterior. I know one of these has some caution signs. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna put a whole bunch of placards around it to communicate that this is very dangerous. Okay. I think that looks good. All right. Now, what sort of things can I put in here to give, like, kind of more of a mystical feel to it? I mean, just in general, I love this vent design. Something on top, I think, would do well. I like these ones more than the other. Okay. Just a few of those up top. Okay. Put a couple of those there. Let's make the room a bit smaller. Okay. Yeah, I think that works. Now back to the decorating. I think just like a number of computer systems is the best way to sort of get the vibe that I'm going for. Okay. Yeah, something a little bit like that. Yeah, we'll scatter a few of these around. As usual, we want to have some floor scuff, just because that tends to really sell the whole factory concept very effectively. Okay. Okay, yeah, it's a little sparse, but I think it's okay. The door on this side is going to say the door is locked. Good morning, Coles. Door is labeled Rift Extraction. This is going to open with Rift Access. Which will take you into the Rift Extraction room. I think it needs a little bit extra. Not sure exactly what, though. Honestly, just a couple of chairs. I was on vacation yesterday, Monday, and Sunday. I hope you had a great time. Put a couple of these here. A couple cans. Okay. I think that works. So now I have the Rift Extraction exterior. So we started building the Rift Extraction. We need Rift Extraction interior. Okay. This will be Rift Access. Here we have Magic Cat. Okay. So we need an exit. And really we just need self-switch A, which takes the player back out. Also brought Poker Night, the inventory. Cool. Oh, alright. So you go here, you touch this, and Malter will say, we just need to unlock this, and we play a sound effect. There we go. play the sound effect, wait 30 frames. Then we have Magic Cat move up, change its image. Okay. So player is here, cat moves up here. Perfect. Alright. And now the cat can talk again. Your way through the entire factory. The rift is just ahead. Okay. So the player, move up, turn down. Yeah, from this position, that's fine. Turn down. Without a wait. Second command goes to Magic Cat, who moves up, wait for completion. Alright. I will go on ahead and prepare to open the rift enough for you to get inside. If you need to recover your strength before the coming battle, you should be able to easily reach the break area now that all the doors are unlocked. Want to know some history about Poker Night at the Inventory? I don't know what Poker Night at the Inventory is. Unless that's the game that they briefly showed that for some reason has Strong Bad in it, which is pretty awesome, actually. Okay. Yes. If Rift Access is active, the cat no longer appears here. So the players can pretty easily backtrack in order to get to the break room. And we can put up a sign so the break room is more easily identified. Sure, that works. Okay. And then the Magic Cat, who starts here, who moved here, who is now 2 above, needs to move 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 2 and 7. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. From here, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, transparent. Okay, and we wait for that. Then we hit the self switch. And we turn on Rift access. Okay. I think that will work. Let's test it. Okay. Right. Just need to unlock this, and excellent, you made your way. The rift is just ahead. I'll go on ahead and prepare. If you need to recover your strength, go to the break area. The cat goes up. This goes back. Okay. Okay. So it just about works. Couple things we need to fix. The player, before the player moves, we are going to gather followers and then turn player followers off. Once that's done, we turn player followers back on. Okay. We need to make sure that we need to make sure that the ability to walk in here is functional. You should be able to walk there. Why can you not walk there? Screw it. We'll just put a through on it. Okay. That should solve that problem. Okay. So now we need a small room. And this is just going to be the rift. And let's just make it a very small room. Okay. Okay. That 1, 2, 3, and this will go to here. Okay. Just like that. Okay. Hello, Mystic. Welcome to the stream. just doing some intense, like, pre-big, huge boss of the area work here. I think that having some void here would be very interesting. That does not look particularly good. I believe I had one where I fixed this. Okay. That doesn't really accomplish what I wanted it to. I'm gonna be very honest with you, Coles, right now. I really do not care about Pokemon at this point. Not in my current headspace where I am so laser focused on this. It is just straight in one ear and out the other. There's, like, no room left in me to acknowledge that right now. Do apologize for that, but I am just very, very focused on this. Okay. Okay, I think that works. Make the pit a lava pit. I can't do a lava pit on this tile set, but I like your thinking, and I can make one that will work with this. There we go. Okay, we're gonna make a copy of this one. No, we'll take a copy of Dungeon. And then the final thing we attach to this one will be a sci-fi outside A5. Okay. And we will call this tile set Rift Dungeon. Okay. So I'm going to have to refix the whole map. But that's really not a problem. First thing we do... is get rid of all of that. Perfect. Okay. So here on the terrain level, we want to go like that. Okay. Okay. Just like that. And like that. Okay. So the next thing that I'm going to need is just like a solid floor. Just like this. And we get rid of this entirely. And then we go up another layer. Okay. So now it looks like this. There. Okay, okay. Well, this isn't actually the room where they're fighting. This is just the room where we enter the rift. Although there's no reason that the land of the root beer gods shouldn't have lava as well. Like, that's just a thing I can do. It's a very easy thing I can do. We'll put some guardrails up. Okay. And then I need like a hole or a crack. Like that. No. We need one more. We need one more vertical. Okay. So then this is going to be the rift entrance, which is going to take the form of this tiny hole. And then you have to, like, Thatcher will cast, like, a spell to make the hole bigger. And that's when you'll actually go in and it'll transport you to the Pepsi Portation realm. Or, I guess, like, the Primordial Soda. That's... I guess that'll work. Uh... Okay. So this is gonna be a little weird. This is going to be Rift Visual. Because I want there to also be just like a very visually obvious effect here. So I need like one of my swirly thingies. Where's one of my swirly thingies? Here's one of my swirly thingies. Okay. Do we have any better options up in the MV areas? Oh. Actually, this would look great. These would work great as well. Can I crash out about the hotel I was at during my vacation? Yes, if you'd like to. I think the blue is going to look fantastic here. Hold on. No, don't do that. Okay, the first thing that this will do when it auto runs is change its image to this. And then, no, I want it to turn up before it does that. With a direction fix. But the first thing it does is change its location to right on top of the rift, facing up. And then I think that's all it needs to do. Because I think it'll stop after it does that. Okay. Let's test it. Okay. No fan, no AC during the heat wave. Yeah. That really does sound miserable. I'm sorry that you had to put up with that. Okay, well, first off, I shouldn't be able to walk up there. Okay, no, that completely froze. Okay, so I've got multiple things I need to fix. Firstly, why was I able to walk up on this wall? I should not be able to walk up here. Yet, for some reason, I was able to do that. I mean, I think the easiest way to fix that is just to paint this across all the potential problem areas. Okay. These are invisible path blocking blocks, is the idea. So I'm wondering if there is something here in the terrain that is stopping us. Because this should not be stopping movement. Okay. Other thing. This event needs to move to here. Facing up. So why is it... Why is it not going? Why is it not working? All right, we're going to... One thing at a time. One thing at a time. Okay, I'm not able to get up there anymore, which is good. Not able to get up there anymore. Not right now, Pepsi Golem. I am testing things. God damn it. Thank you. Okay. Next, I shouldn't be able to get up here. All of that is path blocked. That's good. That's what I wanted. Confirm that the production off switch is disabled. Or production off. Okay, is on. Okay, so there was something invisible preventing me from entering in the terrain. Interesting. So here's what I'm not getting. This rift should not be appearing on the player at all. Oh! It's because I have a player command that can't be followed. Okay, that's all it was. That's an easy fix. That's on me. That's all taken care of. Okay. So you should be the same as players with a through command, so we can actually walk onto you. I still don't know why the rift is appearing on the player. Yeah, I've heard the heat wave in Europe has been absolutely miserable for everybody. Okay, it is still freezing here. The rift thing is in the right place. Okay. Okay. So we're actually going to have to switch this up. We're not going to be able to let this event trigger itself because it's just going to keep trying to run forever. So instead, we have to make a new event that auto runs that will obey these two things and then erase itself. That should be enough to do this, I think. Went out yesterday in 32C89F. Even with a bottle of sparkling water, I felt sick after getting back. Had to make a liquid IV. Yeah, it is. It's crazy out there, folks. Please, for the love of God, be safe. There we go. There we go. Okay. Okay. The rift works. I think bright glowing is going to work better. And then what we need to do is make sure that all of this is walkable. Okay. And in Rift Dungeon, yeah, all of these need to be walkable. That is fine. And as for this, I don't think it's really big enough to be appreciated. Let's try it like this. Seems like it's very hot for you guys. It really has been, me Switch. It really has been. Okay. Okay, that looks so much better, and we now actually have walking available. That is good. I am wondering. Okay, that definitely visually appears that it goes over the lava. So we actually now have like visual guardrails. I think the glowing ones work better. Okay. So this is going to be Rift Entrance South, and then we are also going to have Rift Entrance North, which is going to start without having any visual at all. I think that is probably about as good as I can get it. Uh, this is all just really about the visual style. Okay, okay. That looks pretty good. The tile set is a little bit wrong on each side here, because I have just the central portion. When I should be using the curved portion. So, easy fix. Easy fix. Okay. And yeah, I do think I want to have it go up one more level. No, I don't like that, but I do like that. And just make sure that that tile is also walkable. Very important. My country normal daytime temperature is around 35 to 42 Celsius. I live in Colorado in the middle of America, so we alternate between sweltering summers and bone-chilling winters. But I have to admit, I always prefer the winter. Okay. I think as far as the map visual, I think we've got it. I think that's perfect. I think this is perfect for the entrance to the rift. Uh this looks great. This looks fantastic. Okay. So, you're going to interact with this. And the magic hat will be standing here. Oh, dear God. I have not had capture cursor on this whole time. There we go. So the magic hat will be standing here on this spot. Thatcher will then go and stand on this spot. They'll both magically make the entrance bigger. So we'll actually change like the glowing cave entrance under here to be a bigger area that's 2 spaces tall. Then the players will be able to go in and they will confront the root beer gods. And they will be forced to do it without Thatcher. So you'll have to go in with Ryu, Malter, Katasby, and Elena. And that means that I will be able to have a greater degree of control over the pacing of the boss fight, since I don't have to worry about the player having a mixed party to deal with the various effects. So I like that. I think that is a great way to do it. Since these two will be like special spell casting spots, we will make the rest of these not glowy. Okay. And I want to break up the limits of the lava pattern a little bit more. Okay. Cool. Yep, just like that. So this way, visually, it will be less clear where the actual limits of the lava are. And it actually looks a lot more like it's just like an unbroken pool. So I do like that. It is a very subtle bit of imagery, but I think it's one that's actually quite effective. Okay. Yes, I think that works. So now we have to be able to go out from the rift. Back out to rift extraction, facing down. And we need the magical cat here. Okay. So, rift done. The cat will just disappear, so that works. Okay. All right. The time has come. Enter the rift. Enter the rift and destroy the root beer. The time has come. I have called the root beer gods. They will be waiting on the other side of the rift. You must destroy them. And... oh. Hold on. Okay. And if possible, save my poor brother. Okay. Since we're going to be designing boss fights, let's do that. Perfect. Okay. We're gonna need this one to be Event Thatcher. Okay. We're going to need a Rift Entry Event Thatcher return. That one we're going to have to put here, so that there's a Thatcher when we come out of the rift after we win. Okay. And this will be Event Thatcher Enter, so you interact with this. And we'll start with Malter. There she is, the Rift. This is where we extract the interdimensional primordial soda that is used to make that sweet, delicious Pepsi. Okay, and Katasby will comment, it's not very big. I'm not sure we can even fit inside. And Magic Cat will turn up. And Magic Cat will say something. This one. Yes. I did not realize the aperture would be this small. I will have to stay here and use my cat magic to hold it open. But it will be quite a strain. It will be quite a strain. I don't know how long. No, I wouldn't be able to hold it open for long. Okay. And this is when Event Thatcher Enter is going to take on the form of Thatcher, move down. Okay. So the first thing we do is gather followers, turn player followers off. Thatcher moves down. Thatcher says, I believe I could help with that. I'm no stranger to the magical arts. If we work... Okay. No. At that point, Thatcher will move to her location. So she is going to be located here now. So she needs to go 1, 2, 3, and 1. So down, 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 left, turn up. And then she'll say, if we work together, we should be able to buy you all the time you need. Okay. And at this point, we are removing Thatcher from the party. Okay. And the cat will say, aw. A wonderful idea. Let the ritual... I don't know. Let the ritual commence. Do. So the cat turns up, and at the same time, player will turn down. Then at this point, the player is going to turn up. And we'll play some kind of animation. Animation on Rift Entrance South. Alright, we need something... We need, like, a really impressive visual here. Seal Break 2 is a really good option. Radiation is a good option. These are all just explosions. No. That might work. Thunder. Are there any better options anywhere? Let's see. I think I'll go with this one. 1, 2... So I think after about 90 frames is when we would want to make the change. Okay, so at 90 frames, we change Rift Entrance South. Right. This might work. Yeah, I think this works. let's try it with this and turn right. Turn on stepping. Yeah, I think that'll be okay. We've got a lot to test here. The time has come. I have called the root beer gods. They will be waiting on the other side of the rift. You must destroy them, and if possible, save my poor brother. There she is, the rift. This is where we extract the interdimensional primordial soda that is used to make that sweet, delicious Pepsi. It's not very big. I'm sure we can even fit inside. Did not realize the aperture would be this small. Cat dialogue. Any dialogue here involving the cat needs to be moved to the upper portion of the screen. Thatcher goes in. No, it still doesn't have... It still doesn't have the effect that I am really looking for. No, I think I might actually have to do some editing in order to get the visuals that I want to use onto a sprite sheet. So let me get that opened up. Images, tile sets. So we're looking for like Dungeon B mod. Open that up in GIMP. Okay. And then we are also going to have to open up my custom character tile set so we can put them onto there. Here we go. Open up my customs. Perfect. Okay. Yeah. We're going to have to do this a little different. Wait, where are my customs? They should be here. They should just be listed customs 01. Huh. All right, stop. Just close that. Let's try again. We will start by opening up the customs. All right. And then we will load the tile sets image on top of that. Here we go. Perfect. Okay. So the ones that I actually am interested in using are right here. Okay. Let's zoom in. Go back to the music. Okay. Alright, let's line this up with the very tip of that. Slide it over. Okay. That will be good enough. And now we just delete all the superfluous information off of that layer. Whoops. Okay, customs. We just get rid of you. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. And then as far as the customs is concerned, we just delete these two. There we go. Whoops. Okay, cool. All right, that should fix it. All right, export the updated customs sprite sheet. And now we can integrate this, and we will just use the customs. Absolutely perfect. Okay. So now we can just have this turn into... Oh, right. Okay. We're gonna have to make another fix to that. I forgot to center it. Since it's going to be trying to read it as a character sprite, I have to make sure it's in the center. It's an easy fix. Just gonna have to load up my sprites here again. All right. And go. Okay. Move this down. There we go. Anchor and merge the layer. Now we get rid of that. Okay. And now we move this right over here. We anchor and merge the layers. I just did all of that on the other monitor. I am sorry. But the important thing is that it's done. All right. So you're going to go for the customs, and you are going to turn right. You are not going to have walking. There. Back to customs, and then at the same time we are going to have customs north do the same thing but turn left, and we are going to direction fix it, and we are going to direction fix you. You should be fine. Okay. Alright, I'm going to take like a quick 2-minute break. I'll be right back. Okay. That was definitely a little longer than just a couple minutes. Closer to 5. My apologies. Okay. Let's now move the dialogue boxes. We're going to move all the dialogue boxes in this scene to the top of the screen instead of the bottom. Alright, let's test it and see how it looks. I used the wrong sprite again. I just wanted to use the top portion of that. There we go. Okay. Right. We also need to turn on the direction fix. And then we need to turn direction fix off. That's another error corrected. Okay. There she is, the rift. Yeah. We've seen the dialogue. So Thatcher says that she'll help. And then it opens up and the hole's a lot bigger. Okay. Should I keep the swirling portal? Or should I just have there be nothing there at all until we open it up? Because here it definitely looks like a small portal. Right. Make sure we can still actually interact with it. Okay. How does this work? I kind of like that. I like that. And having the actual, like, rift part disappear. So there's now some superfluous stuff that I could take out. But I would rather just add one transparent for the rift. Alright. Let's evaluate. I think that's fantastic. I think that's really, really fantastic. Yeah, I like having it look like that. I don't quite have this lined up just the way I want, though. I lined it up top-wise. I need to line it up bottom-wise. So we're going to take one more adjustment of this. And there we go. We're going to line it up like that and right into the old marker lines. Boom. Oh, and yeah, let's merge down. Actually, before I do that, can we do a chroma shift here? Yeah, make it like a little bit bluer. A little darker. There we go. There we go. This is gonna look great. Probably this is gonna look great. Alright. Yada yada yada. Thatcher goes out. Let the ritual commence. There we go. Okay. Let's take off everything that is referencing the original customs. Save it. And then let's put it back on. Okay. I think we've got it. I think we've got the full event for opening the rift. Be the change you want to see in the world. I do that every day. Okay. So I did it. I did it. I pulled it off. Okay. That is great news. Now let's make a couple final adjustments here. Where are my industrial pipes? Oh my god. Inside C. MV Inside C looks so good. Oh my god. Oh my god, I didn't even think about the fact that there was a whole other set of inside SF assets. Oh god, oh god damn it. They look so good. I built the entire factory without using these assets. Oh, that hurts. That that actually hurts. Whatever. It just means that I can decorate some of the final areas with assets that haven't been used before. Like here. We can just throw out some pipes. Yeah. That's fine. Yeah, we can have those there. We can have, like, valves attached. That looks pretty cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool. We can have a couple consoles that we haven't seen before. Maybe a couple little vents coming out. Uh, there we go. We can have some more pipes that are coming out of the lava. Just like that. There. I think that looks great. I think that looks really, really great. And then we can improve the little safety fence thing that we've got going. Honestly, I think the bronze kind of works better here. Yeah. We haven't done anything with these assets, so they look quite good here. Very striking, I think. I think it works better as just a basic trim without any like special things on it. Boom. Okay, now the actual rift entrance looks so much cooler. Look at that. That is really cool. Okay. And since we are doing that, let's add a few bits of smoke. And one more here. There we go. That looks kind of awesome. Okay. I love it. I love that a lot. Okay. I think that is completely it for the Rift Room. Um, so at this point, we can take one of the Pepsi voids and just copy it here. And the location name it gives the player will be Beyond the Rift. We're just going to make it like 25 by 25. No, we need creepier music. Pitching down always makes for creepier music. What if I pitch this all the way down? Oh, yeah. I love it. Now, we are going to fight here. So we need the right environment for it. Probably dark space, unless we find something better. I mean, that looks horrifying. I am always a fan of horrifying. Dark space, that's a good one. Which one did I use for the Hydra fight? I want it to be something different than that. Okay, we started with that. Okay. What battle back was I testing? Okay, I was testing it with, yeah, with just Dark Space and Crystal. So we will use Dark Space and Crystal here. Dark Space, Crystal. Okay. Erase everything here. Get rid of all of those events. Okay. What is going to work best here? Well, I definitely want there to be like a pretty clear entry point. Okay. What if... What if I did something like this? Yeah. Okay. I think it's more fun to complete the pattern like this. Okay. Honestly, this music is kind of growing on me. Like, it's kind of unsettling, but it's also just kind of peaceful and chill. There we go. Boop, 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 boop. 1, 2, here. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, boop. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. Yeah, let's just copy all of that. Yeah. Okay. Oh, this is a good idea. Let's have single lines for where it's not actually pathable. And then we will use double lines for where it is pathable. So it makes like this nice kind of pattern. I think I like that a lot. This music is soothing. Like, I was trying to go for creepy, but I'm finding this very relaxing. Let's actually shift the entire... Where did I find it? Oh, it's just one of the default tracks. Literally, it's just one of the defaults for RPG Maker. It's just theme 4 pitched down to 50%. Normally, it sounds like this. But you can do crazy things with the pitching. Or... Okay, but I need to shift this entire thing down by... like 3? Yes. Okay. There we go. And this will be the platform where we actually fight the root beer gods. So this is using the dungeon tile set. So we're going to need another tile set to make this work. We're going to copy dungeon. And we are going to make it so that you can walk across these. Okay. So the player should now be able to spawn here and then walk across all the areas with double lines. Can I add some, like, floating crystals? I know I've got, like, some crystal thingies. Do I have a good, just, like, floating crystal? Yes, I do. Do I have any better options? I think I kind of like this. We'll have it be stepping. But it's going to be a bit just slower. And we're not going to overdo it with the crystals. We're just going to have a few of them scattered around. Actually, I think completing the pattern makes me happier. There we go. Okay, so now we have a line of floating crystals, which I think works really well. Should I have... Oh! No, maybe not. Let's put another magical circle here. And we'll have like a glowing light well in the middle that looks like very ominous. And this is going to be the root beer gods. This is going to be RBG, root beer gods. Root beer gods activation. Okay. Let's head back to the rift. And we're just going to have a transfer. We're not going to finalize the transfer at this point. I just want to see how the map looks. I really do love how this looks. Okay, as I had feared, I can't actually move. So I will have to fix that. Holy crap! Oh, God. Oh, God. Look how ominous that looks. Oh, that is the perfect vibe. That is the absolutely perfect vibe. Oh, that is perfect. Okay, so all we have to do is just make it possible to walk here like I want the player to be able to do. So what we want to do is to take everything that is not filled in on this layer and see if that does it. Yeah. Hurry up. Thank you. No, I still can't walk. Okay. I think what I am going... Oh... No, that's on me. That's on me. I didn't actually change the tile set. It didn't recognize any of it as walkable because it wasn't. It wasn't on the right tile set. Okay. That should fix it. Oh, look at that. Okay, yeah, I'm able to travel in between. That's a problem. But it's an easily fixed problem. And then, just... This is where you find the root beer gods. Oh, that's awesome. That is so good. Okay. So no, that should not be walkable. Alright. And we're just gonna click around, try to make sure we're not missing anything. We're not. Good. That should fix everything and have it all be walkable. Oh, 1 sec. Okay, there we go. Was waiting on the landlord to come grab the rent check, and he did. Alright. So, I'm still able to walk where I shouldn't be. Okay. Let's try to investigate where the problem is. It's not on that layer. It's not on that layer. Okay. So on this layer, we need to scatter those. We're just going to call this Root Beer Gods Arena. And adjust the passage direction on those so that we can't actually cross them. Okay. That may fix it. Can we put like a small something? Like some kind of a small glowy on the circles. Yeah, I think that's fine. Let's see how that looks. Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. Okay. Alright. Alright. I think that's completely fixed. Okay. So I forgot to set these to stepping. No, I didn't. It was just honestly so subtle that I couldn't tell. Still, we are going to copy these around. All right, this should be the final form of the arena. I'm sorry to hear about your headphones and your laptop. That sucks. Ooh, look at that. There's like a little subtle glow on each of those spots. I really like that. And then when you get up here, there's like just ominous dark portal, which is great. Okay. Let's figure out what sprites we want to use for the root beer gods. So first, let's try to find one for Sasp. It's like a big burly man. That is literally just Sasp. That is literally just Sasp. Yeah, it's just Sasp. Okay, that's perfect. So this is going to be Sasp. And now let's find a good sprite for Arilla, which I don't think is actually going to be very hard. Because I think we've got like a really good nature goddess sprite somewhere around here. I'm sure I have one somewhere. If not, I could just use something like her. Or maybe her. Yeah, we also do just have like a nature goddess. let's examine this design again. I think that's just it. I think that's Arilla right there. Okay. So, we now have the character designs that we are going to use for Sasp and Arilla, the root beer gods. We have their overworld sprites. We have decided on their in-battle sprites. We've decided on the arena where we are going to be fighting. As we test it, we are going to be running Malter, Elena, and Katasby. We're going to test them all at level 18. And we're going to test them with about the best gear that we could hope for them to have. I have definitely made more types of special Pepsi than that. Absolutely, I've made more than that. Where the hell is my special Pepsi? I thought so. Yep. I never actually set these to be bottle type equipment. There we go. Okay. So you are running Pepsi Pure. You are wearing a Pepsi brand helmet. You are equipped with dragon bone armor, I guess. As far as an accessory, you've got champion's belt. That's probably fine. Elena, you are running with the Sword of Kings. You've got a fanged shield. You are wearing steel mail. You've got the Pirate's Pride, I guess. Katasby, you are running the Eldritch Claws. You don't have any offhand. You can have a reinforced mask. You can have the Pepsi uniform. And the sprint shoes. Okay. There we go. All right. So now I hit initialize. God damn it. No. Eldritch Claws. Reinforced mask. Pepsi uniform. Actually, why don't you take the fancy hat? And the sprint shoes. Okay. So all of that was just to lock in the team that I will be testing the fight with. Yeah, we are actually looking pretty decent across the board with our stats. I like that a lot. And I think that's where we're going to end the stream for today. This went absolutely wonderfully. We were able to build the rift extraction room. We were able to build the way that you are able to get out of the rift extraction room and open it up to the rest of the factory. We built the rift itself. We built the arena for the root beer gods. Let's see. Rift extraction exterior. Make sure we can unlock this. Reuniting with the magical cats for briefing about the root beer gods. We'll do more event work on that next time. Next time we are going to begin scripting the root beer gods fight. Add some more briefing events just to sort of flesh out things a little bit more. We are also going to finish the event for entering the realm of the root beer gods. And honestly, this is probably going to take up everything that we're going to be focusing on when I stream again on Sunday. I can't wait. This was such a good stream. This felt so good. Thank you all so much for being here today. I really do appreciate it. It's been a lot of fun. My next stream will be on Saturday. That is more Ogre Battle 64. We are in the final chapter of that game. Of course, each chapter in that game has many levels in it, so we're still probably 3 or 4 streams away from finishing that game. Then on Sunday, like usual, we're going to be back here with the 99th week, I think, of the RPG Maker Community Project. I do not have any daily videos going up right now. They will resume on Monday. I really needed some time to focus on life stuff. But yeah, they'll be back. In the current daily series are Mother 3, my first time playing that, as well as World of Warcraft with party bots. Yeah, and then once Ogre Battle 64 is done, I'm going to be going into Pokemon Gen 7 for the first time ever. Really excited about that. When I get around to finishing up Mother 3 or WoW with party bots, I will be doing some lightly modded Skyrim, where I will be doing the Dark Brotherhood questline, the Thieves Guild questline, and playing as a stealth archer. Because amazingly, I have never done any of those 3 things, despite having hundreds of hours in Skyrim. So, lot of fun stuff coming down the pipeline. I've also acquired the Star Fox, the new Star Fox game. I'm going to be doing all stages on expert mode. So I'm just going through and getting medals in all the stages in order to get expert mode unlocked. It's going great. I'm real excited for that one. I think that is everything that I needed to mention. I'm going to go rest my throat now. I will see you all in the next one, and it is time to make the sound to summon the end of the stream. Wow, 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 wow.